Hi, it's LaShawn with Divas Are Frugal, and today we're coming to talk about my experience at FinCon 2018, and I'm going to give a few tips to FinConers 2019 and beyond. You're probably trying to figure out what is FinCon and what is it, right? So FinCon is an annual conference where money and media meet. Okay, it is for people who are in the financial realm, whether it's podcasting, YouTubing, freelance writing, blogging. Just if you're doing something with finances and media, then this is the conference that you definitely want to attend. Again, this was my first FinCon. It was held in Orlando, Florida. Next year it will be in Washington, D.C. Last year it was in Dallas, Texas. Okay, my experience at FinCon. I had a great experience with FinCon. I enjoyed myself. Now, being truthful, leading up to FinCon, I was getting kind of nervous and anxious. I don't know, it came out of nowhere. It was like a week or two before FinCon. And so I just talked to my friend who had been to FinCon before, and then I talked to my husband and my mom about it, and just trying to figure out, I didn't know why at first I was so nervous, but I really think it was because I knew that I would have to network a lot, and I'm not a good networker at all, and I knew I wanted to get the most out of the conference, but I didn't want to make a fool of myself either. So all of that running through my head, I was like, what am I doing? What have I gotten myself into? However, I pushed through and I made it to FinCon. I arrived on Wednesday afternoon, checked in with FinCon, checked into our resort, which was wonderful. It was a beautiful, huge resort. I felt like I was in a scene from Baps when they went to work for the rich man or whatever. I just felt like I was in a scene from that. Just the way the hotel looked, and the outside just reminded me somehow, some way of just being in a scene from that movie. Don't ask me why. But anyway, it was a really, really nice resort. And I'm going to say resort and hotel interchangeably just because. But it was a really nice resort. They had restaurants at the resort. Wednesday night, we were hungry. Me and my roommate, my friend, we were hungry. And we needed food. And we wanted to go off-site because, of course, we don't want to spend $50 a night on food. Well, we wound up having to eat at the resort because it got to the point that we were hungry, hangry. And we ended up eating at a burger place there, and the food was amazing. We were not disappointed at all. So I ate there, and I ate 2 other places at the resort, and I was satisfied. So that was great. But so anyway, we checked into resort, checked in to get our badge and bag and shirt, with FinCon. And then we went to 1 or 2 things, 1 or 2 classes or seminars, whatever you want to call it. We went to that on Wednesday, late afternoon. Thursday morning, I volunteered. My friend told me to volunteer. She said, it's really good. Go ahead and do it. Sign up. So I signed up before coming to FinCon, and I enjoyed myself. Now, why I signed up at 7 a.m., I'm not really sure. But I signed up, I went, and I enjoyed myself. I like helping people. I like volunteering anyway, so it wasn't that was not out of my comfort zone. But I did it. I was able to meet people. Some faces I saw, throughout the conference again, and some I did not see again. So it was just a good way to meet people and to help, out. So I did that. After I finished volunteering, I started to go to the sessions. Now this is where my game plan came into place. So I started to go to sessions, and then I just realized there were so many sessions I wanted to go to, so much information I wanted to get, and I didn't want the FOMO. And so I'm okay, I want to go here, I want to go here, I want to do this, but it's all happening at the same time. So I had to come up with a game plan. And my strategy was, okay, LaShawn, what do you need to focus on from now until the end of the year, or until the end of January? What do you need to focus on right now? What here can help you, get to where you need to get to at that point, from now to that point. So I really looked at the sessions that way, and that way I was able to go to things that were going to benefit me and not just be somewhere just to be there. And so that eliminated a lot of the sessions for me and allowed me to really focus. And that was very, very, very helpful, and allowed me to get the most out of the conference. So that's what I did there. Now, side note, they do offer a virtual pass. So you can get a virtual pass because there is so much networking going on at FinCon. A lot of times you miss a lot of the sessions. And because there's so much great content, you have to really choose what you're going to do, like what you want to attend and what you don't want to attend. So you can get a virtual pass. I did not get it because I didn't see the reason of getting it before I went. But being there, like being in the mix of things, I did understand at that point what the purpose of the virtual pass was. So that's another option you will have, is to get a virtual pass. So that way you can go to what you need to go to at that time while you're there, and you can catch everything else on video. They'll send it to you that way. So anyway, I got through, day 2, which was Thursday. And from there, everything was kind of smooth sailing. There's a lot of networking, as I just said, a lot of networking going on, like a lot. I'm not a great networker at all whatsoever. I suck at it. But I was, I really tried to get out of myself, get out of my own way, and really just meet people and just, talk to them and stuff like that. But overall, it was a good experience, and I learned a lot, even just the form of just the art of networking, okay? Another thing I got to experience was being linked up with a mentor. Again, this is one of the things, after you get your ticket and before FinCon, one of the emails you will get is the opportunity to either be a mentor or a mentee. So I signed up to be a mentee, and I was assigned a mentor, and our topic was self-publishing. They do give you like 3 topics to choose from, like what to kind of help link you to a good and beneficial mentor or mentee. And so I did self-publishing, and of course, again, nervous. You don't know really what to expect with that situation. But I got linked up with someone that was really nice, really, she gave really good information, and it was really cool. So we had lunch they have like a certain day that you link up with your mentor or mentee. And, we had lunch, and it was like I enjoyed myself. Even after meeting her, I just felt like inspired and fired up and everything. So I really enjoyed that experience. Now, going into tips for future FinConners. Tip number 1, stay at the host site. There's a lot of benefits to it. A lot goes on during the conference. Again, you will not sleep at this conference. So to me, it's more beneficial to be able to, attend the conference. You don't have to rush to get there in the morning to get to your sessions. You don't have to, trying to figure out if you really want to stay late or not, if things are going on late or whatever, because you're there. So all you have to do is leave, whatever's going on, and go straight to your room instead of having to like go off somewhere else. So that's one tip: stay at the whole site. Number 2, be ready to network, and do more networking. Again, I am not the best with networking at all, but just know that that's what you're going to do when you're at FinCon. And with networking, you want to make sure you have your business cards ready. So bring a lot of business cards with you to pass out. I saw people with certain shirts on that had their business information on it, or just like catchy phrases that made people want to come up and talk to them. So that is a form of networking too. So having, any promo information you can have. And I just took regular business cards, but I saw some people who had business cards that were specifically for FinCon. So that's, a good idea also. But just be ready to network. Number 3, bring an extra bag. So I got this tip. A lot of tips that I'm telling you all are tips that I got, and they definitely helped me. Bring an extra bag for swag. You're going to get a lot of swag during the conference. What I did, I checked the bag. So I had one suitcase that was checked with my personal items in it. And then I had an extra suitcase carry-on that I used that was empty when I arrived at FinCon. Now, when I left FinCon, it was full. Full of a lot of stuff or whatever. And I had to be strategic in how I even packed that to make sure that everything fit. So definitely bring an extra bag, or check an extra large suitcase where you have enough room for your stuff and then you have enough room to get the swag. Number 4, do not expect to sleep. You are not going to sleep during this conference. Going into this conference, I really didn't think about like not being able to sleep because I'm thinking I'm going to be at a resort, I'm going to be like on a mini vacation, and I'm going to have fun. But I didn't think like, yeah, girl, you're going to be doing stuff all day, all night. You might get 2 or 3 hours here or there. Like, you're not going to sleep, and you're not going to want to sleep. So don't expect to sleep during this conference. Number 5, have a plan before you get here. Know what you want to get out of the conference. Know who you want to meet. If you can, set up meetings before you get to the conference. Now, I did know that I wanted to have a plan before the conference, and that's why, I was telling you all how I was dealing with anxiety and stuff like that. So I kind of had to do my planning in a different way. But even me, like day 2, halfway through day 2, I'm like, look, this is my plan going forward. You want to have a plan because you don't want to have FOMO. You don't want to just be overwhelmed. So to cut down on all of that, have a plan, an action plan on what you want to get out of this. Like, what is your plan for being there? And then also try to link up with people before even attending FinCon. Link up with them and set up meeting times and days while you're at FinCon. I've seen a lot of that going on. I didn't know about that before I went, but I kind of, got hip to the game while I was there. So next year, definitely, I'm going to be setting things up before I even go. So if there's people that you admire, people you definitely want to link up with, you want to meet them, talk to them, get them on your podcast, get them on your blog or whatever. Set that up before you even go so y'all can have like a set time to do y'all thing during the conference. Number 6, bring a jacket. That is so simple, but bring a jacket. Because of course, we were at FinCon in Orlando, Florida in September, and it was hot. Outside, it was real hot. Like, it was hot. But inside the conference and where like the classes and stuff was, it was cold. So you definitely want to have a jacket with you. Number 7 is going to be up 2. So volunteer and sign up to be a mentee or a mentor. So volunteering was helpful for me because it allowed me to meet new people and allows you to kind of, help out with the conference. So I would definitely say volunteer. You don't have, it's not something you have to do all day long. I volunteered for maybe 2 hours was the time I volunteered. It goes by really, really quickly, and you don't miss out on anything taking time to volunteer. Next would be signing up to be a mentee or a mentor. Again, that's another great way to meet people, and you're going to meet people that you probably, wouldn't have met before or even linked yourself up with because you're not choosing them. Who you meet up with, FinCon is choosing that. So they're matching you up. So that was really cool. So I would definitely say volunteer and sign up to be a mentee or mentor. Okay, so that is it. That concludes my video. I hope that these tips were helpful for you. Now, I gave you tips that stood out to me and that were helpful for me for my first FinCon this year in Orlando. So if you've been to FinCon before and I didn't mention something, if I forgot something, leave the comment below to help those out who are planning to come to FinCon in DC in 2019 or just any future FinCon. I hope you enjoyed. Have a nice day.